high today. So usually how I prepare bread is I don't toast it on the tawa or a toaster. So I have an air fryer here. And I put the bread. It's a bit difficult to position it with the camera recording on. My face is going to be at all the weird angles. Okay. And what I do is I keep the temperature at 150 for 7 minutes. I hope it doesn't disrupt the audio too much. So I'm going to be planning for 85 grams of carbs, and I get somewhere around 30 grams of carbs from the bread, and the remaining 50-ish grams of carbs from the cream of rice. So when I say cream of rice, I don't use the actual cream of rice, I use rice flour instead. This is around 50 grams. So the reason I use rice flour is, see, it looks like a very fine powder, pretty similar to cream of rice. But the only problem is cream of rice is too expensive here. I think a kilo costs somewhere around 2,500 rupees. The only difference between using a rice flour and cream of rice is slightly a bit grainy and it comes flavored. And this, I think a kilo costs around 70 rupees. And you get the same benefits. It's high in glycemic index. Within a short period of time, you will see the benefits in terms of your workout. And I add a pinch of salt to this. And I use a sweetener to get a sweeter taste. I used to use the normal sugar-free that you get. I go for the drops, but I've been trying the monk fruit sweetener from True Native for a while. And I'm really surprised how close this tastes to actual sugar. This is not promoted by any means, but I've been using this for almost 3-4 months and it's helped me so much during my prep. So I'm adding around 3.5 spoons, and the only drawback that I see is around a kilo of this sweetener costs around 800-900 rupees. And you add some water. Tastes perfect. So the only tricky part when you prepare this is you got to keep stirring it consistently. Otherwise what happens is you will start seeing lumps form in it, and I don't really like the feel of it in my mouth. So I prefer a more creamy texture. So until it's cooked, you keep stirring it. And by the way, that is Casper and this is Shiro. Shiro is actually my friend's cat. I've been fostering him for almost for over a year now. I don't feel like giving him back also. And yep, my pre-workout meal. So this is cream of rice. So like I said, if you do it right, it should be creamy, and you can adjust the consistency based on your preference. You can add more water if you want it more liquidy, or if you want it creamy, add slightly lesser water. And the reason why I was toasting my bread is because it gets this crunchy texture. I guess you can hear it. Yeah, so it feels good for me to eat it that way. Something crunchy. And this is just the regular black coffee. So around 85 grams of carbs, protein already done some time back. And this is not my typical, but I'm having cream of rice today because I feel like having this. Otherwise it's normally 200 grams of rice, some bread and black coffee. And now we walk towards the gym. And another reason why I like walking to the gym is like a 10-minute walk away from my place. And after that pre-workout meal I had, all the food inside my stomach kind of settles down, and the moment I start working out, it doesn't feel so heavy as well. I anyway eat it like an hour before, but still kind of feels good when I take a 10-minute walk before the actual session.
What is today's story, by the way?
Today's story.
Yeah.
What kind of story you want to hear?
How you feel like? What is new in your life today?
What's new in my life?
Yeah.
Only thing new I see.
Same shit, different day, bro. I just had an interview before coming to the gym.
Okay.
So I'm hiring for sales. So I had a interview call. Apparently didn't go well. So yeah, still looking for people in sales. And if you're a coach, you can still apply. It's not going to be easy. I have very high expectations.
Everyone is facing the same.
I think the most common problem in the country today is sleep problem. What I'm not able to understand is if I'm setting an alarm for 5 and I go to bed at 10, I wake up somewhere around 6.5 hours. Even if I don't set an alarm, I go to bed late or early, hoping that okay, I wake up when I wake up. I still wake up at around 6.5 hours of sleep. Yesterday was only around 6, so Devi said it kind of is seen on my face. Let's see how the workout goes.
Here is one more learning. Like you can learn a lot by interacting with the right people, and you don't know who is the right people for you.
So here, what I can share is only what I do, right? And what's coming to my mind when I'm doing certain things. But yesterday we worked out with Noman, and if we work out with Junaid, then we'll have a different set of questions.
Yeah. And you don't know what they are going to ask.
Yeah, we're training push, shoulder focus, warm up set. Now I'll do one more warm up set.
Akshar was completely off.
I can see that. I think it's because of sleep.
Sleep, yeah. He said that.
I did 20 kgs last week. I'm gonna try my luck with 25. But I don't feel really good today. My mood to train is somewhere around 50-60%.
Why?
Sleep, and I kind of feel like I slept in a very awkward position. My neck is also kind of, I feel some disturbance here. So this is where consistency comes into play. I could have stayed at home, but I decided I'll come anyway. And you never know, sometimes, I mean, like there were many times when I came to the gym with this kind of a mindset, and the moment I started working out, then I picked up the momentum and I would have had an amazing session. So let's see how it goes. Not a good idea. It was a bit challenging. I think maybe if I had slept better, I would have done 25. At least this is still manageable. Next exercise is what I'm very concerned about. It's shoulder press. Just like that, it's a challenging exercise for me. So somebody commented about bulking. So the comment was something like, how many calories do I have to eat more than my maintenance to do a very good bulk? See, don't focus too much on your calorie intake. Your calorie intake is important, but don't obsess on just increasing the weight, because when you focus on increasing the weight, you'll be focused more on eating more than building muscle. See, increasing weight by putting on fat is easy, but increasing your weight by putting on muscle mass is difficult. So if your goal is to increase your muscle mass, you don't have to eat at a very high surplus. Assume your maintenance calorie is around 2000. You can have somewhere around 2300 to 2500. And even if your weight stops to increase after a certain point, instead of blindly increasing the calorie, look at how your workout is going and take pictures regularly. Compare with previous weeks and see if your physique is changing in terms of muscle. If it is changing in terms of fat gain, you will become more flabby than becoming broader, specifically your shoulders, chest and all that. It will not look big. You would have started accumulating fat in your midsection, chest, somewhere like that. So instead of just fixing your mind on the weight, focus on putting on muscle. Taking pictures is a very good way to keep track of if you're putting on fat or muscle. When you put on fat, the thing is initially you will feel like you're actually gaining muscle. But all of a sudden, one day you will feel like you've gained a lot of fat and there's no muscle. And when you cut back down, let's say you start from 60 kgs and you go all the way up to 70, 75 kgs. And when you do a cut, you will land up anywhere around 61, 62 kilos. So all that food intake would have gone for waste. I'm telling you this based on experience because I've done this before. I went all the way from 70 to 107 kilos by doing a dirty bulk. And after my cut, I was close to 70 kilos again. So it doesn't really matter how heavy you are, focus on building muscle. And it takes time, so patience is also very important. I'm assuming I've given a clear explanation, but if you have more doubts, you can always drop it in the comments. I'll try to clarify it in the upcoming videos. See, this is another issue when it comes to progressive overloading. Just because I lifted 20 kgs last week, I can't increase it to 25 kgs this week. Progressing every week like that is definitely not possible. See, one variable that's clearly not right today is my sleep. So similarly, every week there will be something that is slightly here and there. Not every week will be perfect. On perfect days is when you might hit your PRs. Sometimes on your non-perfect days you'll still hit PRs. But there is always this other variables that come into play when it comes to your performance in the gym. So if you have this mindset that I have to increase the weight by 1% or 2% every single session, that's definitely not going to work. And when your sleep is not good, even secret powder cannot help you. It's so bad that I had black coffee before coming to the gym. I can even go and fall asleep now. When we started uploading these vlog videos in English, we were promoting it on my Tamil Instagram account. At that point of time, we were getting so many views from Tamil Nadu. So what we decided was, okay, we'll let go of these view count for now, and we decided not to share these videos on my Tamil Instagram account. So 1 week later, what I realized today is now we are getting views from Dubai, Pakistan, USA, and even in India, we are getting views from other parts of the country. We're doing it, guys.
Warm-up set.
Yeah, I did one warm-up set when you went to the restroom. This was the second. Slow vlog. Mentally zoned out. I was able to do 8 reps last week. Target is 9 reps. I shouldn't condition my mind to just hit 8. Because only if I target 9, I might do somewhere around 7 reps. But right now my mind is like, 10 reps. Didn't really expect to do 10 reps, but when I was doing this shoulder press, I realized this. Somebody had commented on my incline press video, why am I not taking the barbell all the way down? I follow a similar rule here as well. I'm not bringing it all the way down till my upper chest. The reason being, see, until I bring it to a certain extent, it's my shoulder that's taking in all the load. But the further I bring it down, that's a lot of stress on my rotator cuff. It might lead to shoulder injury. Previously, when I used to do this, I tried to bring it all the way down to my chest and press it up, but now I don't do that. Same thing with incline press as well. I bring it down to a certain extent, but moving beyond that, especially on a wider grip, that's a lot of strain on your rotator cuff, which I wanted to avoid. I'm going to try adding another 2.5 on each side. This is a small victory for me today. Last week I was struggling at 8 reps. Today I was able to do 10 reps. So in the journey of weight training and building a physique, you should start appreciating yourself for such small victories frequently. Because results in terms of getting 1 inch bigger arm or a certain physique is not guaranteed within a certain time frame. So if it takes 3 years to build that dream physique you have in mind, you can't keep going without appreciating all the other progresses that are happening along the way. So becoming stronger, doing things at a better form, any learnings that you have in the process, all these things are victories in your own journey. Especially when you're trying to lose weight, these non-scale victories are very important because you most of the time work from a point of desperation. I want to lose 10 kgs in 12 weeks. I want to lose 20 kgs in 5 months, something like that. When you're too much focused on the weighing scale, these small victories are some things that you won't notice, and this will lead to burnout and you'll easily get demotivated over a period of time. But if you learn to appreciate these things, you'll feel a bit more engaged and attached to the process than to the outcome. And I'm not even able to watch any podcast also these days. Now what I feel is I've consumed enough. It's time for me to create. I just have to detach myself from all these information that is coming into me and put everything that I've already learned into whatever I'm trying to build. Let's build muscle first. Yeah. I think this is one of those days, bad sleep and beating the old numbers. This might not be a big number for most people, but my pushing strength is low. So it feels good for me to see the numbers go up gradually. And another reason is mentally I'm a bit scared to load more weights also because of my shoulder injury. Same rep as last week. I think I did 8. This week I did 9. Let me check. 1 rep extra. 1 more rep. Let me try hitting 10. I think next set I should be able to hit 10. Because last week first set was 8. Second set I pushed to 9. What I'm thinking is if I do a set or 2 of warm-up sets, then do this, I'll be able to hit 10 reps at the same weight. Probably next week I'll start with a warm-up set.
How much?
9 reps. Even though that looks very simple, it's actually very challenging. Especially when you bring it to the top, protracting your shoulders and contracting it, it's not easy. Moving from the extended position to the contracted position till here, it's fine. But the squeeze that you get, that's where it's extremely challenging from the first rep. I think I'll be hovering around this 25 kg for a while until I'm very confident to move to the next plate. When I sit like this, you know what comes to my mind? In the Spider-Man 2 movie, he'll stop the train, right? From 13 to 15. Ow. Lack of sleep is kicking in. It's saying, that's it, you're done for the day.
Do you like WWE?
I used to be a crazy fan.
John Cena? He retired, you know.
Seriously.
Yeah.
The time when I used to watch, John Cena was the WWE champion and Batista used to be the world heavyweight champion.
Champion.
But if you compare both these people, I was always leaning towards Batista as a fan. I like Shawn Michaels. He has this cool factor to him.
Undertaker,
Not a big fan of
Rey
Undertaker.
Mysterio,
Not a big fan of Rey Mysterio also.
Big Show.
Chris Benoit.
You like WrestleMania?
WrestleMania, yeah. My brother-in-law, he wouldn't let me watch wrestling on TV. So I'll literally wait for the chance when he's going outside or something, then I'll sit and watch when he's at home. Okay, I've increased the weight even though I'm not feeling very good for John Cena's retirement. It's actually quite hard. I should have done between 6 to 9, but I was struggling to do 6. And compared to my warm-up set, the form is very sloppy. I was just thinking of this irony. John Cena always used to say, "You can see me, now you really can't see him." Do you know the story how John Cena became famous? Earlier, when John Cena started his career, he had many haters. Nobody liked John Cena. And he didn't have a storyline like other wrestlers at that point of time. So, some event, I think WrestleMania or something happened, and all the athletes were going in a bus. And there was a freestyle rapping happening inside the bus. So, Stephanie McMahon was in that bus. And John Cena was rapping there, and then she was like, "You have an amazing skill. Why don't we put it to use?" And that is how John Cena started rapping in WWE, and he gained this whole fan following. I think if you guys really enjoy WWE or enjoyed WWE like me, there's this series on Netflix called Mr. McMahon. And if you're somebody who is getting into business or if you're an entrepreneur, I would 100% recommend that documentary. The kind of attitude and vision he had towards his business, I've never seen anybody like him before. I mean, I can't explain everything, but you should watch it. That's all I will say. And I don't watch a lot of TV, so when something comes from me, like a TV show or a documentary, it means it's really good. I just noticed my eyes look teary. I'm able to control the weight after dropping 5 kgs. Ah. It's a bit too sunny outside today. Let's start.
Yeah.
Slightly heavier than last week. I think I did 140. This is 150. Even today, before coming to the gym, I was motivating myself by watching my posing video at Amateur Olympia. And then, I mean, even my phone's lock screen. So there is a small cut on my calf that's visible. So I was just thinking, if I continue training calves like this 2-3 times a week, one day I'll have very good calves. literally counting minutes at this point. I have one more set of this and two more sets of leg press. But before I do that two set, I have to finish one or two warm up set also. Uh, I just want to finish that, and to complete my step count, maybe I'll walk for 10 minutes on the treadmill. And I just want to go home. I feel like the school kid. I just want to go home.
4 p.m. and that bell.
Huh?
Just that bell.
Yeah. So as a physio, considering somebody in the same spot, you're trying to put somebody through a certain exercise.
I'm a chiropractor.
You're a chiropractor. All right. Somebody told me you're a physio.
I run a
physio clinic.
with chiropractic and physiotherapy. So
All right.
I hired a bunch of physiotherapists and I can do physiotherapy myself, but I'm a chiropractor.
Got it.
But yeah, you're saying. Let's say
Yeah,
I'm a
so
physio.
so my question was, if the person is struggling to do the kind of movement you want them to do, and you feel like that's the only way to help them mobilize that particular joint or recover from their injury, how would you go about it?
So for us, we have manual abilities, right? So we are able to dig into concerned tissues, concerned joints. We can manually make changes. Where I think that's the big limitation between what happens in the gym and what happens in our tables, right? I know a lot of trainers who know soft tissue work, or they know how to release a trigger point, or they use the Theragun, or whatever. Like, and that's fine. That's good. It's useful, but like, there's a huge gap between like manual therapy, like manipulation, chiropractic care, rehabilitation, because that's like the scientific end of things, right? Okay, so they can't do this, and this. It's probably because this muscle's not working well, or there's a nerve compression to this muscle, and now we need to change the way that signal goes to that muscle. So there's that. So we can change things manually, and we can monitor the progress for those people because it's like a little bit more consistent. The other thing is that when they come to see us, they're usually either in pain or looking to improve something. There's like some sort of repair that needs to happen.
That's right.
So whatever things that we want to implement is coming from the healthcare side of things, which benefits us because we have a little bit more authority in that.
That's
that
right.
Recommendation. Like you say, okay, let's say a trainer says, hey, do this exercise that will help you with this particular thing. You'd be like, sure, whatever, I'm not gonna do that at home. You know?
Yeah. It's difficult for people to build trust on a trainer when it comes to the recovery aspect that way.
Well, I think also it's a good idea for a trainer to stay in their lane as well, right?
Exactly.
Like if they're trying to overextend and trying to make themselves more important than they are, trying to wade into an area that they're unfamiliar with, they're going to cause a problem.
That's exactly what I do. And many clients, they don't realize that we are not trained to do that. And when they come to me telling I have this pain, that pain, I try to assess their movement. And the moment I feel like it's not my forte, I tell them, this is outside my expertise, this is not what I do. I think you should consult an ortho or a physio.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
In fact, that shows confidence as well. Like, I'm comfortable with what I can do.
That's right.
And I'm telling you that I don't know. Like, there's this belief, at least in India, I'm sure this exists elsewhere, but like, the whole idea, like, you can't say that you don't know.
You don't know.
You know? And it's ridiculous. It puts people in really awkward positions.
And you said, right, like there are certain trainers who project that they know soft tissue work. And chiropractors or physio, you are trained, your graduation, all these things had a part of this soft tissue work. So you are skilled and educated in those areas, right? So if a personal trainer, without going through this whole degree and certification, if he has to learn soft tissue work, what do you think is the pathway?
Again, it is a little different than elsewhere, but like what I would do is I would first of all take some courses in anatomy and physiology. Learning the basics off of a credible source on the internet would really be better. There's tons of courses that are free online from Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, whatever. Like, it's free.
Yeah.
Take it. You know, and if you don't understand, it's not a big deal. Like, you can, like, I mean, ChatGPT's there now.
That's right.
Right? Like, you can learn a lot of shit just like on your computer. You know. And the second thing is probably like, I'm not expecting anybody to make the jump into an academic program, but something like even like accredited massage therapy, because I know a lot of massage therapists who do a great deal of wonders for their clients. So that like getting a good course for massage therapy is actually one of the easiest things you can do as a trainer, because if you know the anatomy, you know the physiology. Now applying that anatomy physiology to soft tissue work is a great step forward. Now, yes, our courses do have a lot of soft tissue elements in them, but a massage therapy course would really just kind of hone in and zone in, and just that's your expertise now. Now, if the goal is to then look at higher academics, like let's say you do want to be a physiotherapist, or you do want to be a chiropractor, you want to do something more, having this knowledge is going to really support you on the way there. In my program, in my batch, I graduated some 13 years ago now, but in my batch, there's a lot of people who were coming over from being a massage therapist previously, so they knew the anatomy. Like their soft tissue skills were untouchable. They knew everything. They know all the landmarks. So it's a really great way to do it. Now, as trainers, like you already know like what muscle does what.
Yeah.
But learning the actual anatomy, like where does this muscle attach specifically on the body? How are you, like you probably already know what it does, the muscle does, and you probably already know how to grow it. So if you load this muscle under this particular condition, or this particular angle, or this particular movement arc, you'll be able to hit this head and this head. So now you already have that existing knowledge.
That's right.
Applying it to be really simple. So that would be my.
It's like digging deeper and getting deeper into the fundamentals.
It's a rabbit hole, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
go
yeah.
as far as you want.
Got it. That was insightful. Thank you.
Hey man, no problem.
Removing the plate, putting it back itself feels like a exercise now. I think I'll do the warm-up set at 100. Getting a headrest just for the warm-up set. So since leg press is the only leg exercise that I'm doing today, and most of the exercises, like all the other exercises that we did, is specifically focused towards upper body. I need 2, maybe sometimes even 3 warm-up sets. High today. High on leg press. Just one more set. Inside my mind, after every rep, my mind voice was telling me, hold for a second, hold for a second. On the other side of my mind, it was like, no, if you stop for a second, it'll be difficult for you to finish the target reps. So keep going, keep going. I didn't bump the weights because last week at the first set, I did 11 reps in the same weight. I was able to do 12. One more set. Tank is so full. I literally want to use the restroom now. But if I go upstairs and come down, then I'll become even more lazy to finish the set. That's the reason I didn't even get off the leg press machine. I'll walk around, use my phone or do something. So I'll just sit here till I'm ready for the next set and finish it once and for all. When your mind plays games, you play games against your mind. Only the first variation I was struggling to increase the weight or the rep count, because I was already at the top end of the rep range, and all the other exercises either I was able to complete the rep range or I was able to bump up the weights by a little. So that way, even though I feel like shit, the workout went pretty decent. So let's finish it strong with another 12 rep. And with that, we come to the end of this episode. See what all I have to go through to keep you guys informed and entertained. So don't forget to subscribe and comment. I'll see you guys in the next video.